The meeting is resumed. So, committee members, since it is 6:31, and at the beginning you'll remember that I'd asked for unanimous consent to go beyond 6:30, but we'd suspended the meeting. So we will be resuming our meeting. And this time I'm going to ask the committee members, does it please the committee to adjourn this meeting? All right, we'll go through a vote here to see whether we can continue or not.
Consent to continue the meeting.
Chair, I ask we continue. I think it's really important that we get to the bottom of this cover-up.
I said, and I consult the table before, and they said, if the vote say no, we're not going to adjourn, we have to continue.
Mr. Chair, the convention has always been, every other time we've been in this situation, you've asked for unanimous consent.
Right.
I just don't understand what they're so scared of continuing for. What are they hiding?
Yeah, just a second. Well, okay. Yes, Mr. May, I agree, because every time at the end of the meeting, I always ask for your consent of members of the committee. But today, not only because it's today, but we need a majority to adjourn the meeting. So if some members say no, so we have to take the vote.
Point of order, Mr. Chair, just asking what's different between today and every other committee meeting?
Well, because the other time I always have unanimous consent to adjourn.
Oh, we've actually haven't given.
No, I don't remember saying no to adjourn. That's the first time I asked unanimous consent to adjourn, and some people say no. So if it was no to that, I would ask the clerk to take the vote, to make sure which one say no, which one say yes, and that's the reality. So right now, I ask the clerk to take the vote to say if we're going to adjourn the meeting or not. Please.
Mr. Badaway?
I really have to give this some thought. No.
So, yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Yes.
Point of order.
No, your first answer was your first instinct.
Yes.
Stick with your first instinct, man. Stick with your first instinct.
Ms.
Yes
Hefner?
or no to adjourn?
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
With all due respect, you've asked several times to extend. We are at the end of this meeting. You need unanimous consent to extend the meeting. Do you not? I just think we're following the wrong procedure here. You're asking to consent to adjourn, but the meeting time is over, correct? So you need unanimous consent to extend the meeting beyond that time. Do you not? We're in the middle of a vote that we shouldn't be having.
But you cannot do a point of order.
And Mr. May, I'm going to come back to you, but first of all, we have a vote and to say if are we going to adjourn or no. So I have to ask members, and if we come back, it's a new thing. Yeah.
You're looking at pause for half an hour. Take it for it.
Mr. May?
I move to adjourn.
Mr. Miao?
Monsieur le Président, je m'excuse, point d'ordre, je sais pas.
Mr. Speaker, call a point of order. Not during the vote, no, sorry.
Mr. Miao?
Yes, to adjourn.
Mr. Sarai?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Dodo?
No.
Mr. Richards?
No.
Mr. Tolmie?
No.
Miss Wargenton,
No to adjourn.
Monsieur Desilets,
No.
Miss Blaney,
Oh, sorry, no.
Yes pour 5, 5, nays contre 6, 6.
Donc, la séance continue.
Right,
Et
so
maintenant,
we will continue the meeting. Now, before we go further, I'm going to ask the committee, is there unanimous consent to go until 7:30? And if I don't have unanimous consent, well, it's the same thing. We will have to go to a vote to be able to continue. I have the unanimous consent to continue to 7 or 7:30? No, you know, I made arrangements to stay. I have to leave at 5 too. I'm sorry. All right. I don't know if the committee members want to accommodate Mr. Desilets. Should we go to 6:55? Yes.
Adjourn? That'd be easy. Yeah, we'll just vote. Call the vote. That's the spirit of. To what? We'll call the vote.
Il y aura un remplaçant, Monsieur le Président.
There will be a replacement for me, Mr. Chair.
Donc, okay, so now we are back. So we're gonna go till 6:55, and
On est en train de trouver quelqu'un. Il y aura quelqu'un me remplacer.
We're looking for someone, so somebody will replace me.
our 2 full hours of meeting, so gonna go until 7:30, unless, and yeah, yeah. Now, no, I have to suspend. I can't go to a vote right now because when I suspend the meeting, Mr. May has the floor. We are discussing the amendment of Mr. Desilets. So I'm coming back to you, Mr. May. You have the floor.
I'm confused. We didn't have a vote. You asked for unanimous consent. You do not have it. You do not have unanimous consent to continue this meeting.
No,
Yeah,
listen. I checked.
I will continue.
Yeah.
To speak if that's what we're doing here, Mr. Chair, but this has not been the way this committee has been operating. In every other circumstances where we have been asked to no, not necessarily. Everybody that you've asked for unanimous consent.
Mm-hmm.
So I will continue. Obviously, if I have the floor, I will continue to speak.
I'll let you continue. Then, like I said, I just consult the table and they said, you know, unanimous consent to continue is not a formal thing. So if we see that people are willing to continue to discuss, so that's why I give you the floor to continue with your, to discuss it. Yeah, excuse me.
If Mr. May doesn't want to continue the meeting, he could just stop talking and we could have a vote and we could deal with it.
It's not a point of order, sorry. Mr. May.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will go back to what I was speaking before the votes began, and remind this committee that when this issue came to us for the first time, I sat here, I said that, you know, we have a number of motions in front of this committee. We have we were in the middle of the women's study at the time, which I think should have taken precedent, but we stopped. We paused that study in order to address Mr. Desilets' original motion, which I believe was for one meeting. Am I correct? That was one meeting, and then it became, well, we want to bring in Dayu, and we want to bring in the minister, and I addressed this committee back then that this felt like mission creep, that we were going to continue to dig and dig and dig and dig, and this now has become a deep sea fishing exercise